I'm back at Macmillan. I've written the report, I've done the SDC assessment, I've had the customer feedback. It's quite an interesting report. There's a few things for them to pick up on. And today I'm presenting back to the whole management team. I suppose there's a little bit of concern as to how they might respond to it, because there's a few criticisms in there, and you never know how that will go. But for me, the main thing is to get everybody together and accepting what the issues are and hopefully moving forward. The report is the first stage in this, if you like. It's the setting down the high level stuff, and this is the opportunity. What I like to do is check that, is to verify that it's real, that it's right, that it's meaningful, and that, I suppose more importantly, out of it something will happen. So this is strengths and weaknesses. On the strengths side, you know, from the customer perspective, they had some fantastic comments about individuals on the service desk. I think the point being, which was here, consistency. It wasn't the same for everybody, and I guess that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, you know, the 1000th call being the same level standard of quality as the first call.
Disappointing in terms of the customer feedback and this, you know, the sort of things that they seem to think we weren't doing. So I don't know, that side of it I found quite disappointing.
And the next point is the service desk 3-tier structure. 3-tier works pretty well in big service desks. At this size, I'm not convinced, you know, that, because it just adds another level of, you know, I hand it to you and you hand it, and so on. We'll talk about the SDI certification, but at this point it's below the line in terms of our certification. A lot of discussion about communications across the IT department, and, you know, things that are outstanding and backlogs and calls, and you know, which, you know, when you actually see the area out there is kind of surprising, because everybody's quite close together.
No, I think it's a good benchmark. I think it sort of provides us with some sort of comparison from where we are now with industry standard. Obviously you use that to measure us, and also gives us a benchmark for us to improve upon as well.
Well, it was very interesting. It might be a bit of a shock to some people. I don't know whether it's a shock or not, but I was quite happy that lots of the statements were matching the statements I would make.
I think Barclay has done very well to draw out a number of points in the short time that he's had to do the interviews, and a lot of those points were spot on.
It felt disappointing because the feedback I have for individuals in my team actually is quite positive and quite good. So to understand, to see that actually we're not performing as well as we thought we were, that was a little bit disappointing. But the good side is that, you know, they were quite clear that as individuals they were providing a good service, and it was good that that was mentioned. But overall, the consistency, I knew that was an issue, and, you know, it's obviously come out that we need to do something about that.
I think we all take pride in how we work and what we do. The team, all the teams, all the IT teams, and we all want to be the best. And while we are best friends with our customers, who are also our colleagues, I think it's important that we get a good feedback as well, and that didn't happen. So I think that would be a bit of a surprise.
It's a bit of a culture and mindset thing. I personally think I'll have to overcome. Not me personally, but in my team. And there's certain mindsets that I think I'll just have to work out ways to engage them, to let them see that this is a positive thing for the team, a positive thing to get better things for our customers. You know, and what will happen as a result is that we will get people saying that we are consistent and we are delivering a high level of service, and that we're providing the service that the customers want. I think the team structures, the tiers, I'm not tied into it in any shape or form, and if I think that will bring great results, I'll do it. If we go with it and we find that actually doesn't work, we'll go back to the old structure. I'm not bound by, you know, oh, the team structure has to stay in that way. So that I'm not overly concerned about, but definitely the customer feedback, I kind of took it to heart a little bit, and, you know, I'm quite keen to work on that to make sure that when we have those conversations in 6 months' time, that is a much better conversation that we're having and better feedback.
I was slightly disagreeing with the actual point raised about that there is no progression available in the service desk. I think it would be more based on a couple of individuals might felt that they haven't been given the right opportunity, but very recently we had lots of progression, lots of movements, people moving from a starter, like a customer service analyst position, up to level 1 and then level 2.
Net point score was lower than I'd liked it to have been. Obviously I'd like it to be higher, but it means we've got something to work on, and some of the points that Barclays raised will help us improve that score.
And what I'm very happy with is that Richard is fully supports the whole, idea and the whole project, which is fantastic, because once you have his support, once you have Tom's support, then you can be sure that it will be so much easier to get the buy-in.
There were certainly areas of communication that we knew we could improve on, and so it doesn't come as a total shock. I think with IT people who are focused and very busy on what they're doing, there's always the area of communication that you can improve.
Well, I think communication-wise we are not the best in IT. There are people like myself who sit on the fence, so they will literally speak left side, right side, front, back, everywhere. On the other hand, there are these built-up walls which really shouldn't be there or not existing. When people say, oh, but I can't speak with this and this team because I've been told I'm not allowed to disturb them. Or there are people who say, oh, but I don't really do service desk, it's not my responsibility, which is very silly. And I think we can work on that a lot better.
The whole point in doing that is to understand where we're going wrong and get, help from an expert like, Barclays to get us on track to where we want to go. You couldn't ask for anything better.
Never quite sure how they're going to react, and I'm obviously conscious that quite a lot of the commentary is about the service desk. So how would Lena react? But I think she reacted well. I think Richard reacted well in terms of he discovered some new stuff, and as a whole I think they were all wanting to do the best thing and move forward. So the test is obviously what happens next, and that's we need to follow that up quickly and just see that they are actually moving forward. But I'm pretty sure that with the personalities involved, they'll get going quickly.